Sports, and we are at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Chargers. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Let's go! At their own 28-yard line.
No, 319. Hey, 88. Overall, 399.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a third down. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. A lane opens up that time as he'll be brought down just short of a first after a gain of about 9. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. But I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, it's Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got Sternberger. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a 1st down.
And a Packer first down.
They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Working from the gun, Rodgers to Valdez-Scantling over the middle. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Williams will try again. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Gordon, a Pro Bowler for the 2nd time last season, 885 yards, 10 touchdowns, and that was only in 12 games played a season ago. And he also switched jersey numbers in the offseason from 28 to 25, and 25, that's the number he wore when he was dominating the Big Ten college gridiron for the Badgers of Wisconsin.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A pretty good-looking run there on 1st down. That'll go for 9 yards, just short of the line to gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 50-yard line.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Now Rivers going to give it off to Gordon. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there. Now, that was a great play defensively. Every gap in the middle covered. They end up losing yardage, and now that brings up 4th down.
On is the chart. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a 1st down.
Ready. Hey, Brown 80.
50. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Now Gordon on 1st down. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. This is Gordon. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down. Up front, the struggles continue for this offense among the line. What can they do? Change the play calling? What?
I think part of that, yes, changing some of the play calls, some screens, some draws, some misdirection. You want to run any type of a play that will influence these guys to continue to get upfield and find a way to use that against them and slip things in behind them. So some quick passes could work as well.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Rivers. And this is going to be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Badgley able to punch this one through. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You got 58.
Now Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 12-yard line.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider.
And he's got the connection to the tight end Graham. Touchdown Packers. Jimmy Graham. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Packers have taken the lead. Crosby with the extra point, and the lead is now 10-3. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Oh, he's got a little daylight. He's at the 30. 20, 10, touchdown LA! From one end zone to the other, 101 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the pistol, the give to Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down Packers. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box, and guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Throwing is Rodgers. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, P.I. gives them the first.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Well, they're going to get about 3 here out of this first down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
57, Mike 57.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Rodgers now on 1st down. Open here is Allison. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive. All tied up at 10, 2 minutes left in the first half. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
At the 9-yard line.
Blue 58, 50. Hey, wahoo!
On play action, now Rodgers. They'll roll him out right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. There's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. Because I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Black 15!
Black 54. Here we go. Rush in.
Hey, Delta!
On 3rd down, Rivers. And that will be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
Fielded at about the 28. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Green 18!
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field. Switch.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
First down, Packers.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Jimmy Graham, incomplete. Casey Hayward on the coverage.
On now is Mason Crosby, who's hit from as far as 58 in his career. This will be from 56 yards out. So they're able to make things level just before half and also leave very, very little time on the clock.
And I love the way that you phrased that. Brought a little soccer into it, and that's really apropos considering they just kicked a field goal to tie things up.
Final play of the half, Rivers. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one unless there's another defensive penalty.
For the field goal of 19 yards.
Badgley able to knock this one through. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
27-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. On 2nd down, it's Gordon, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
It's 3rd down and 4.
Right side, green 80.
54 Mike. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist, 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 twist.
Third and short yardage, Rivers. And that is incomplete.
But, partner, anytime someone tells me that fundamentals are leaving the game, I'm going to show them this play because they couldn't get to the passer. So what do you have to do? Get your hands up in the passing lane, and they batted it away on a 3rd down attempt.
Badgley's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down, Green Bay.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's second down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
On second down, it's Jones. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Well, NFL quarterbacks have learned the hard way. You're not going to get rich throwing against this guy. He's definitely too good. And this is now his second interception of the ball game. And if I'm running the offense, I've got to tell my guys, you've got to go work on the other corner.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Wait, 89!
On second and 11 now. Rivers. Benjamin's got it. That catch good for 5. It's third down. And by the way, it's worth noting that the Packers are one of 3 teams that Phillip Rivers has never beaten in his long career in the league. Carolina is one, of course, his own team, the Chargers, another, and then the Packers rounding out the 3. To throw on third down. Rivers. Oh, incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to fourth down.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Let's go!
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And that's the second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. Accelerating, and off he goes. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 91 yards. And now they can recapture the lead if they can make the PAT. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call. Run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away. But no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
At the 24-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Throw over the middle, secured by Gordon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Pickup of 3 brings up 2nd and 7 at the Packers' 46-yard line.
Set, run 80.
All day, just like that, just like that.
This is Gordon as they go to him again. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 6.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on 3rd. From the gun, Rivers. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Preston Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock now with Jones. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Jatavis Brown there on the tackle.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Hey, high 7.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 40. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Rodgers now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Green 18.
Watch the curve. Watch the curve. Check.
10-30. Hey, shoot.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
They run on 1st down as they get about 3. 2nd and 7 forthcoming. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Phillip Rivers, no stranger to 4th quarter comebacks. He's led the Chargers back to victory 26 times coming into this year. But work to do here if he wants to add another notch to the belt. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. Rivers now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Rivers. Henry's got it out on the left side. And Henry's hit. He lost the football. They'll call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you retain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
4th quarter, 2 minutes on the clock in a tight 1-point game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Now Gordon. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Chargers are going to retake the lead.
Wow, I know it's a never-say-never situation, but to me, that looks like that's the one that's going to finish them off.
The score that puts them in front here late, but now you got to rally your kick team, don't you, and say the last thing we need is a big return.
And what happens is guys get overeager, get out of their lane because they're so excited they want to make the last tackle. You mess up, could come back at you a long way.
Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out and picked up by the Chargers. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's just say they're going to be looking to start over on this drive. A few moments ago, they were in the exact situation, but their first play led to a fumble that was returned for 6. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Melvin Ingram in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
Here's Rodgers. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. And able to find Graham, complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by the linebacker, Jatavis Brown. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.